Yo guys, what is up? So as we know, it is WrestleMania weekend. It is currently Friday the 18th. It's 20 past 5 in the UK at the moment, and I thought I'd do my predictions, who I want to win and who I think is going to win for each of the matches that are confirmed so far. So first off, we have for the undisputed WWE Championship, we've got Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. I had two thoughts with how I thought this was going to go. So my heart wants Cody to win. I think John Cena is going to take the win. My first thought was that Cody would retain and that John Cena would win Money in the Bank and then would cash in later on in the year. So when he retires, he retires champion. That was my first thought. But then I thought, what's the point? So my theory is John Cena is going to take the win at WrestleMania. Whoever wins Money in the Bank this year, whether that potentially could be Cody again if he wins Money in the Bank, or someone completely different, I think then they will cash in on Cena later on in the year, and therefore ending his reign before he retires. But that is my theory for that match. So in terms of the triple threat match, which is the main event for night one, which is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. I've been loving the way that they've been dealing with this feud at the moment, especially with Roman sort of turning on Paul because of this promise agreement between CM Punk and favor between CM Punk and Paul Heyman. My heart says I want CM Punk to win. It's hard. I personally think CM Punk is going to win. That is my theory for that match. So for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Jey Uso. My first initial instinct, as much as I love Jey Uso and I want him, that's who I want to win. I want Jey Uso to win. My first thought was Gunther was going to retain, just purely because based off all his other title reigns, he's had such long title reigns with like the NXT UK Championship, with the Intercontinental Championship. I really did think that he was going to continue this reign until he attacked Jimmy, and I saw a completely different side of Jey Uso, and I think this version of Jey Uso is now going to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. So my theory is I want Jey Uso to win, and I think Jey Uso is going to win. So for the Women's World Championship match, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Obviously, massive Rhea Ripley fan. She's the reason that I got into wrestling, and the reason that I found wrestling. And for me, personally, will always have a connection with Rhea, and I think personally will always want her to win. So in terms of who I want to win, I want Rhea to win. But saying that, I don't think she's going to win. I think Io is going to retain her title. I think the way they've been building this feud, and Bianca and Rhea are two focusing on each other, and for the last few weeks have just completely been literally pushing Io out of the picture, forgetting that, not like, you know, disrespecting her as not only as another wrestler but as the Women's World Champion. And I think those two, Bianca and Rhea, are going to get so caught up in going for each other that Io is going to take advantage of this and is going to get the win. So as much as I really want Rhea to win back her title, I don't think she's going to. I think Io is going to get the win. And I think this is going to lead to a feud between Bianca and Rhea for potentially Backlash. But who knows where creative are taking this. But yeah, that is my theory. And I've said this before, and as much as I would love Rhea to be champion, I find, and especially with her last title reign, you're so limited with when you're champion. Like, you have to wait for fights to come to you. So it would definitely be nice to see her in some more single matches, just on Raw in general, and potentially compete in like Money in the Bank. She's never competed in Money in the Bank, and you know, whether she would win it, who knows, but it would definitely be awesome to see her in it. An Elimination Chamber. I know Elimination Chamber isn't until next year now, but she's been in one, but she's never won one. So I feel like with this, like, they got some angles to work with, despite potentially not being champion. But we'll see. This is my theory. I think, although I want Rhea to win, I think Io Sky is going to take the win for the Women's World Championship. So for the women's WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I personally want Tiffany Stratton to win. And if Creative are brave, they will have Tiffany retain her title at WrestleMania. I think the way that their feud has been going, and hearing that they've gone off script a few times and taking too many personal digs, I have no idea who started it, but they've both gone off script. You can definitely tell Tiffy was flustered a few weeks back when Charlotte said that Ludwig, her boyfriend, her partner in real life, you know, is in her DMs. You could tell she was flustered by the fact that when she held up her championship, it was upside down. She just wanted to get out of there. I think it's unprofessional from both of them, despite who started it. You know, there's a script for a reason, but I think this feud is getting a bit too personal. And I've seen Charlotte win too many times. It's so predictable. When she got into the Royal Rumble, as soon as I saw her in there, I was like, she's going to win. And she did. So there is a good chance that she could win this title. But I really hope Creative have, like, done Tiffy good and have her retain. Because I'll be honest, like in my TikTok, I don't care for Charlotte Flair anymore. Just too predictable. She's been champion too many times. I think the storyline was going to be like, you know, rookie versus, you know, the champ, basically, the queen. And I think that's how they were going to go with it. But it's just got weird now. And I think it's best if Tiffy retains and Charlotte just gets on with her career. Rivalry match between Jade Cargill and Naomi. I love where this feud has been going. In terms of who I want to win, it's a hard one because I love Jade and I love Naomi. So I think either way I will be happy. In terms of who I think is going to win, though, I don't know. Part of me wants to say Jade, just because she is the much more dominant powerhouse. But with the way Naomi's heel turn has gone, I think there's a strong possibility that she could pull a win on this one as well. But I think to end the storyline, if that's where they're going with it, I think Jade Cargill will get the win. But in terms of whoever gets the win, I'll be happy. So, rivalry match between Logan Paul and AJ Styles. I personally think that it's just a time filler. They needed another match, put one together. I want AJ Styles to win. I think AJ Styles is going to win. I personally couldn't care less about Logan Paul. I didn't like him before he joined WWE, and I especially don't like him now. I get we all have our opinions, and I know he's technically heel, but like, I just don't like him. I don't. After what he did with YouTube and how he ruined his career with one video, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. After that, I didn't want anything to do with him. But since he's become a WWE wrestler, you know, I get it. You know, if he enjoys it, fair enough. If he loves doing it, fair enough. Go for it. Yeah, I don't like him. Like, I can try, but I just don't. It's just something. I think because I didn't like him before, I just definitely don't like him now. So yeah, my heart is AJ Styles, and I want AJ Styles to win. No, I think they're gonna have AJ Styles win. So for the United States Championship, not the women's, obviously, because they're not on the card. Unless they announce something on SmackDown tonight, but I really don't think that's going to happen the night before WrestleMania, but we'll see. But I think, although it's LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu, I want LA Knight to win. I think Jacob Fatu is going to get the win, and I'm here for that as well. So yeah, I think he's just like the more dominant force, and I think there could be a potential turn on Solo and that, just with the way it's been going at the moment. So I think, although I want LA to win, I think Jacob Fatu is going to get the win at WrestleMania. So for the Intercontinental Championship, it's Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. I personally want Dominic to win, and I'm about 95% certain Dominic's going to get the win. I think Penta has amazing potential, but I think there's something else waiting for him. And I just feel like Dominic deserves this. He's been waiting so long for like a title reign. He's had 2 title reigns in the WWE. That is the Tag Team Championships with his father, and then the North American Championship for NXT, despite actually not being on the roster at the time. He was on the Raw roster because he was with the Judgment Day. So I think Dom potentially, like with the way that it's been going, I think Dom's going to get the win, and maybe potentially either turn on Finn, or he will just leave Judgment Day completely. I'd see where this one goes, but it would be nice to see him off on his own, doing his own thing, or Finn not being in Judgment Day. It's just not the same without Damian and Rhea, but creative wanted to take it into a new direction. So yeah, as for Finn, I don't want him to win. I think the way he's been acting at the moment, he don't deserve to win. So, and I think that's gonna cause the turn. So that's why I also think Dominic's gonna win. So that's my theory there. I want Dominic to win. I think Dominic's gonna win. So another rivalry match, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. I think it's going to be, I want Rey to win. I think Rey's going to win, and I think the way he's going to win is he's going to end up revealing the true identity of El Grande Americano by removing the mask at WrestleMania, despite us already knowing that is Chad Gable. So that's my theory there. Another rivalry match, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. I was predicting this match for weeks. Obviously, I want Damian to win. In terms of who I think's going to win, though, it's a hard one to tell. These two have been going at it since Damian cashed in at WrestleMania last year. And it's been a back and forth between the two of them for like months. So it could go either way. I guess to solidify the end of the rivalry, I'm going to go with Drew. So I want Damian to win, but I think Drew McIntyre is going to end up with the win at WrestleMania. So for the Women's Tag Teams Championship, it is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I don't know. I kind of want Lyra and Bayley to win. In terms of who I think is going to win, though, I don't know. Because those two, Bayley and Lyra, aren't an actual tag team. It'd be cool to see Lyra with 2 belts, but I also kind of don't see it happening. So I'm gonna go with Liv and Raquel in terms of who I think is gonna win at WrestleMania. So I want Bayley and Lyra to win, but I think Liv and Raquel are gonna retain their championships at WrestleMania. So for the World Tag Team Championships, it's the War Raiders versus the New Day. I want the War Raiders to win, and I also think they're going to retain. I feel like if the New Day get the win at WrestleMania, just with the way that obviously they've turned heel, I don't think them winning the championship is going to go down very well. So I'm going to go with, I want the War Raiders to win, and I think they're going to retain their championship at WrestleMania.